Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is in collaboration with Marcella. The name of her channel is High Impact Club. Guys, we met through Instagram and she's a mom of two beautiful boys, two beautiful twin boys, and she also is a parenting coach. She gives practical, great advice about parenting. Y'all, they're toddlers, and she talks about that a lot as well. I really do think that if you watch this channel, you would absolutely love her channel as well. So I'll link her channel in the description, and you guys click on her video and go ahead and watch it, y'all. I think you will definitely love it. Today's video is gonna be just a little bit different than some of the other videos that you've seen from me. Remember, in my trailer, I told you guys that I would talk to you about what it's like to be a mom of 5 and what it's also like to be a mom of 2 sets of twins. Well, today is one of those videos about the 2 sets of twins, and a lot of people ask me all the time, how do you survive twins twice? So I'm gonna get straight into 10 of my top tips, and I'm gonna keep this video straight to the point, guys. My first tip would be to number 1, have a routine. Have routines in place that work for you and your family. You can start that by, at the hospital, having them to make sure that they're feeding your twins within 15 minutes apart. A lot of times we don't have control over when we get the babies and all of that because of different reasons. But if you are blessed and your children don't have to spend time in the NICU, or if you can get control over their schedules from the first day, I would definitely say spread out their feedings about 15 minutes apart. If you can get the feedings under control, napping kind of gradually happens in line on its own. I think a lot of times when we don't have the proper feeding schedule, a baby being hungry is what'll cause the baby to wake up. I've made that mistake in the past, and remember, when you're in the hospital, you are the parent, so let them know that that is what you prefer. And even when they come in to check on you and to check on the babies and do the routine things that they need to do in the hospital, let them know when the last feeding was, because they should be asking you anyway, and reiterate that you're trying to make sure that they're on a schedule where you're feeding them about 15 minutes apart, and do not back down on it. We even went so far as to make sure that when we were discharged from the hospital, that the babies had already eaten and that both of them were fed, and by the time we left, they were sleeping and they slept on the way home, and then once we got home, we continued that same schedule. Tip number 2. Get advice about the equipment that you should be buying from somebody who has actually had twins. What I mean by that is you will not necessarily need to buy 2 of everything. The quickest way to overwhelm yourself is to come up with the idea that you have to buy 2 of every single item that a baby might need. It's too much on your budget. It's too much in your space. And 9 times out of 10, when you think about a baby or a child's interest, they're not going to want to be doing the same thing at the same time for the most part, unless they're napping or unless it's around the time that they're eating. So I would not suggest that you overwhelm yourself before even having the babies with buying a bunch of equipment. Babies don't take up a whole lot of space, and their furniture doesn't have to either. Invest in 1 crib. A lot of times the suggestion is that when you swaddle them and let them sleep, that you let them sleep still very close together. With both sets of twins, we did this. We let them sleep in the crib together, we swaddled them, and they loved it because that's what they're used to in the womb anyway. So the need to buy 2 cribs at the same time is unnecessary. We didn't buy 2 swings either. The only thing that I would say to buy 2 of is car seats. You need 2 car seats. If they can't sit in it together at the same time, I would not suggest buying 2 of everything as far as big equipment goes right from the beginning. Tip number 3. No jogger stroller, get a tandem stroller. Y'all, it is one of the hardest things to find. The jogger strollers are in abundance. You can find a jogger stroller anywhere, and let me tell you, if you're looking for a tandem stroller, the jogger stroller is going to be more available to you because the jogger stroller is the least convenient one. I don't know how any parent could take 2 babies along with them somewhere, store a jogger stroller, fit it through the door. It's a huge mess. of an obstacle to try to overcome. Get a tandem stroller. You will be frustrated because a lot of times when they make the double strollers, it'll be a sit and stand where one baby can sit in the actual car seat and then another toddler or a bigger baby, a bigger child, can actually stand up in the back. Finding a tandem double stroller for 2 babies is difficult. What we did when the babies were first born, we didn't even buy the double stroller right away. We actually got the double stroller frame, so it actually takes the baby's infant seats, you snap it in, both seats snap in, and that's it. When you go to the store, you can use the basket at the bottom for shopping. All you do is clip the infant seat off, put them back in the base when you get to the car. Storing that thing is absolutely nothing to do. It takes up very little space, and it was so cheap at the time, and I really don't think that thing over the years has become more than $100. It's a good budget option in the very beginning while your babies are gonna be in an infant seat, and you could probably go ahead and invest in that double stroller later. Do what's best for your budget. I will tell you that because babies are already expensive, so don't get into buying all of this equipment right away when you can start off small and then work your way up to getting the bigger tandem stroller later on. Unless you are taking your babies on a jog with you, don't invest in a jogger stroller as your first stroller. My 4th tip would be to know when to buy 2 of everything. I would say that when it comes to entertainment, you do want to buy 2 of everything. As the babies get older, they will have similar interests, and sometimes that's going to be in the form of toys, characters, electronics, and things like that. Right now, my younger set of twins are 4 years old. I could not imagine buying both of them 1 tablet to have to share. Absolutely not. This is how you minimize fighting. This is how you eliminate all kinds of issues with them having to share something. There were also times where we would buy one of them a chair and they both try to sit in it. So we would have to buy 2 chairs. It's little, it could be any little thing. So in knowing when to buy 2 things, you have to think about it in a developmentally appropriate way as well. So once your babies get out of the infant stage and they start to kind of move around, that's your signal when you start to think about, okay, I think you need yours and you need yours. So for example, when they were first learning how to eat, we got them their own separate high chairs because at that time we wanted them to eat at exactly the same time. So our 15-minute window actually became a this is when we eat, this is when we sit and we have a snack. So you do want to do 2 completely separate high chairs because in that moment while they're learning that new skill, you could be there with them to assist them both. And while you're assisting them both, you can get feeding time done all at one time as well. So while you're paying attention to what they're interested in, for example, my kids love PJ Masks. So I had to buy a Catboy and I had to buy Owlette. So I had to get them both their own toy. I made the mistake of buying Catboy and Owlette was a few days delayed, and that was a 2-day meltdown. So just good common sense, you know, about what they are interested in and what skills you can double dip on. That's how you know when to start investing in 2 sets of equipment or toys or entertainment items. I couldn't imagine them having to share a tablet. The drama would be so real, y'all. I can't even put it into words. Number 5. Listen to me good, listen to me well. You are not Superwoman and you will need help. Ask for help if you feel like you need it. When people offer to help you, I know because they're 2 babies, you don't want to really, how can I say this? Because you've just brought 2 babies home and because they're 2 babies, 2 toddlers, same age, same needs. To you, it could seem like asking somebody for help is asking them for a lot. But if people are offering to help you, take the help, let them help you because 9 times out of 10, the person who's asking you if you need help loves you. And either they might want to do something nice for you to give you a break, or they can see something in you that's a red flag or a warning sign, and they're trying to jump in to help you and maybe possibly to try to rescue you a bit. As a parent, we tend to try to overdo, and that even comes in the form of being resistant or not open to people coming in to help. I'm talking to you from experience. I have been there. I would leave my kids with Mother Teresa because they're mine, and I always felt like they're mine, they're my responsibility. I don't want to give them, I don't want them to be with anybody else. I don't want anybody to have the responsibility of trying to figure this out, that out. It's too much of a headache to leave them and to pack up. Just do it. Let people help you if they want to help you. Take a break. You probably need it. You've earned it, I promise. Tip number 6. Control what you can and let everything else go. So the things you can control, their schedule, you can control that. You control when they eat. You can also control when they fall asleep, unless they're ill or something else stops your schedule from happening. You also need to control bedtime. You need that time at night. Make sure your kids are going to bed at a decent time. Control that. So let's talk about some things that you possibly can't control. Somebody waking them up from their sleep while they're napping. You can't control that, but you can control soothing them to try to calm them down and get them through the process. You can't control an emergency with another one of your children or an emergency with another one of them. So think about the things in your plans that you can't control and let it go and improvise. But the things that you can control, keep a tight rein. And my 7th tip for you would be to do not overcommit. Guys, I mainly mean this if your twins are very small. Do not try to promise to go to every single thing that you're invited to. The hassle of packing up alone is enough to make you want to stay at home. And then if you're anything like me and you said you were going to go and then you dread actually having to go and then you don't want to break your word, you're miserable the whole time you're there anyway. Don't overcommit, and definitely don't commit to things that are happening around the time that your children are supposed to sleep and eat, especially something that's happening way too close to their bedtimes at night. Once you start to break a bedtime routine because you committed to some event that you didn't want to go to anyway, now you have to start that process almost all over again, and you have a whole other bedtime struggle for the next few days. The fact of the matter is, you taking 2 children who are exactly the same age with all of their stuff somewhere, whether you're going by yourself or with a partner or whatever, even if people offer to help, it still is not the same. You're still doing the majority of the heavy lifting. So do not overcommit to things. Go to things that truly matter. Big events, memorable moments that you know that if I don't go to this, I'll regret it. Don't commit to things and go to things because you want to keep a friend, or you want to make someone else happy, or you don't want people to gripe and complain or judge you because, oh, why didn't she come in? I mean, it's just 2 babies. We'll help her watch them. No, they won't. They'll try, but the whole time you're there, you're standing up, watching and monitoring. Because the fact of the matter is, when you have twins, your head is always on a swivel. And nobody knows what they need like you do. And tip number 8 came from my husband, and he said one of his top tips that he wanted to share with you guys is patience. Having 2 babies that are exactly the same age requires a different level of patience. And I do have to say that both he and I are incredibly patient people, but I think that our patience have been tested consistently with having 2 small children that need as much as they do. So what we do is, when it seems like it's overwhelming and nobody's happy and they want me, they want him, we can't get a break, what we do is we'll take a moment and we'll just become silent, and we'll let them get it out, figure it out, have the meltdown, have the moment. And we've gone the route of calming them down first and trying to deal with the emotion first, and then we could kind of deal with the meltdown itself and what caused it. So our kids sometimes are very emotional first, so the crying and the whining, that can become a lot for the both of us. So we agreed that when they do that, we have to just kind of take a deep breath, wait, hold them, calm them down, hug them, or whatever it is that we think that they might need emotionally. And then from there, we can address the thing that's upsetting them. Don't try to do everything with them at the exact same time. Once you get them mobile and they're moving around and they can roll around and crawl, try to separate your activities with them, because let me tell you, mom guilt will set in. And around this age, this is when you can truly entertain them and get a response from them. So around the time that our babies were about maybe 4 or 5 months old, what we would do is we would put one in something that was soothing or something that they could use to entertain themselves. A walker with a toy, a swing, or maybe the tummy time mat or something like that. And then we would take that time to hold the other baby. This really did help us out with parent guilt, mom guilt, dad guilt, because dads feel it too. We really thought that this was so beneficial because this is when we actually got to learn them as people, because they're completely different people, guys. And I think that that's the most important thing for you to realize. And that takes me to my top tip, top tip, even though schedules are right up there. But tip number 10, do not compare them. We all say we won't. We all say we shouldn't do that. Don't compare them to each other. I know not to do that. I know they're two different people, but I'm telling you, once those babies are here and you see that one of them is talking or babbling, or one of them starts to walk and the other one isn't, you do start to compare them, because developmentally you think, well, y'all are the same age. Why aren't you doing it if your sister's doing it? Why aren't you talking if she's talking? You're saying 5 words, she's saying none. And when I talk comparison, I mean she's doing it, so you should be doing it too. I think that that's a mistake. I did it, and to a degree I was right to sort of compare them, but I'm talking about comparison in the way that she behaves well, you don't. What's the problem? You don't like peas, she likes peas. I felt like cooking peas today. You need to just eat the peas. You do what she does, you do what he does. And I think that that's huge for parents to not do that, because it's just not fair to them as individuals. At the end of the day, they are not each other. They came here together, but they're completely separate individuals. And that's important to note, because you don't want them to ever lose their individuality, because if you compare them over time, you'll start to kind of send off a vibe that, yeah, this is what mommy does. Children are not oblivious. They know, they can feel it, they can tell. And children know when they are being compared to a sibling. I encourage you to not do that. And when I think about comparison, you have to consider that comparison is the thief of joy. And if you get into the habit of comparing your children to each other, you will forget the beauty of bringing 2 people into the world at the same time. It is a miracle. Having one baby is a miracle. And you brought 2 people here all at once. So don't compare them. Don't steal that moment from yourself. Don't steal those days, those months, watching them develop and grow from yourself. And don't steal their individuality from them by comparing them to each other. Unless there is some type of developmental delay in your child that a pediatrician, yourself, research backs up, and then you see one sibling is doing it and another one is not, don't compare your children. I have a child with autism, and I knew that something was different about him, and it started off with me comparing him to what his sister was doing. So I even had to take a step back and say, no, I can't do that, because it doesn't mean that he's not going to do it. But over time, just observing him as an individual through that individual time with him, I started to notice that some things developmentally just weren't happening yet. And that's how I knew early to be proactive about some of the gaps in his development. But guys, enjoy this time with your children. I'm telling you, my oldest is 11. He's in middle school, and I remember the second he got here, it goes by quickly. And it goes by even more quickly with twins because you're always moving at a swift pace and they're growing up on you 2 at a time. So enjoy your time with your babies. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was so fun to make. And if you know another mom of small children or another mom of twins, definitely share this video with them. And I appreciate you as always, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Y'all have a great one.